It is Monday, and you know what that means. It is Monday's Market of the Moment. So, I am your favorite real estate cheerleader, aka your favorite Dallas realtor, and I'm excited to give you an update on the market. I love doing these weekly updates because I truly believe that perspective is everything in this market. And I'm gonna tell you this, guys. I'm gonna tell you this. The headlines are not necessarily telling you the full truth. And I think that that's something that we need to talk about as real estate agents. I think sometimes we get caught up in if the messaging makes sense for us, we'll just like go with that, but that's not always the case. So today, when I'm walking you through the weekly update, I'm really wanting you guys to be open minded. I want you to really take a step back and not always believe what the media says. And we're living in a world, first off, that is a little scary. Like, if you're anything like me, like, on your phone, you get messages all the time that could possibly be scams. So, like, you have to be extremely cautious. Like, you don't know who to trust. And, like, it can just be very uncertain out here. And then everyone's using ChatGPT, and like, is ChatGPT actually telling you the truth, or is it learning who you are and feeding you what you want to hear? Okay, don't shoot the messenger. This is just a question that I think that everyone should ask themselves, because if you're anything like me, I've been using AI. I want to make sure that I'm using technology because I am a firm believer anyone who doesn't use technology, they won't be replaced because technology replaced them. They'll be replaced because someone who had their job was using that technology to a higher level so that they are able to go further faster. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. And you're gonna see me look back and forth once again. I have TikTok on one end, and then I have all my LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't have Instagram and my Facebook business page. So, and I'm super casual today. I'm in my athleisure. I might as well give you guys an outfit of the day. It's athleisure day because, first off, on Mondays, I do a lot of administration work. And when I say administration, like prep for the work, prep for the week, because I have a cyberbacker who helps me a ton when it comes to keeping organized in my real estate business. Okay, so I know you guys didn't come here to get an update on my life. Y'all came here to get an update on the market. So let's dive into it. Okay, so when I was doing my research, mortgage applications are up 3%, which is great. What that means for buyers is that buyers are stepping back into the market. So sellers who have been like, where are the buyers? Like, we've been on the market for some time now. I'm ready to get my home sold. It is beautiful that the mortgage application rate has gone up 3%. And then for a refi, it was flat. There was no up, there was no down. So at least that people are refining to either pull some cash out of their house to settle some debt, or to do that project in their house, or build that fence. There's so many different ways why people refinance, or just to take someone's name off of a mortgage to put someone else on there. So many different ways, okay? And then home prices. When it comes to home prices, they have actually dropped, guys. Home prices have actually dropped 5%. Even though the media keeps pushing that prices are going up, the truth is they're not. You're going to get the most of your money in June. Like, when I'm looking at June stats were beautiful. Like, yes, we sold as the highest amount of homes in June, but that's year after year. The highest, if you want to get the most bang for your buck or the most amount of money, is to sell in June. But that doesn't mean list in June. That means list in like that April and May timeframe so that you can actually sell in June. So that is kind of like some stats that I felt like were very important for people, because a lot of people don't realize that, first off, there's so many variables to real estate. You can refi, you can buy a house, you can sell a house. I mean, y'all already know that. You can invest. But a lot of people see the media that says like, oh, home prices are going up. But everything is very hyper local. So remember that when you are doing research or reading what the media tells you, because a lot of people are going to tell you, and when I say people, like big media peeps are going to tell you like nationwide, not hyper local. Let's see. I got a question on TikTok. It says, "Pull up, drop a heart." Oh, okay. Thanks, girl. Yes, get people to put the hearts in the in the live. I appreciate that. Also, I want to add more perspective too, because over the last 5 years, by being a homeowner, like most people have gained $140,000 in equity. Let me repeat that. Over the over the last 5 years, home ownership or homeowners have gained $140,000 of wealth just from equity. So people who say buying a property or buying a home, selling a home is not necessarily going to help you get wealthy. It's a trap. You got to pay all this money. You got to do all this maintenance. I mean, any investment you're going to have to maintain. All right. But by just owning a home for the last 5 years, you have gained, not everyone, most people have gained $140,000 of wealth in equity. That is beautiful. I bought my condo in 2021, and right now, if I wanted to sell it, I could sell it for and I could sell it for $100,000 more than what I bought it for. And I bought that in 2021. And all y'all can do the math. That was 4 years ago. So that's $100,000. So the people who have been sitting on their house for the 5 years, I definitely believe this number of $140,000 rings to be true. So I'm going to always encourage you to be a homeowner. I don't think homeownership is for everyone. I would love for it to be for everyone. I just don't know if everyone is willing to do what it takes to be a homeowner. Okay? And I don't want you just to buy a house. I want you to actually live well. I think that I just had a client that I had to let go because there was a lot of miscommunication. When you're buying a house, it is so many different variables. It is the mortgage, it is maintaining, it's the insurance, it's things that are gonna break. Are you willing to do what it takes to maintain a home? I don't want to set you up for failure and you buy a house at the top of your budget, because to be honest with you, the next year the mortgage will most likely go up, and the reason why is because of insurance and property taxes. It doesn't go up significantly, but also your mortgage principal is slightly going down too. So there's going to be a point in time where your mortgage isn't going down. It's actually like extremely small, but it takes time to get there. And anybody who is wanting to pay off their mortgage faster, you can always put an extra payment on the principal only, and you can knock off 7 years. So if you can do that multiple times during 1 year, I mean, you don't have to pay off the house in 30 years. You can pay it off way faster than that. A lot of people don't talk about that because a lot of people aren't willing to do that. Let's see, what else? What else are headlines saying? Also, from May and June, prices did decline about 6%. So timing and strategy matters more than ever when it comes to selling, just because I think sometimes our sellers are in the mindset of they want to shoot for the stars and then come down. And honestly, if your home is priced too high, most people won't even want to go see it. So do yourself a favor and price your property correct so that the market can chase you. You don't have to chase the market. And I know I say that, but leaders are repeaters. And I think that I have to constantly keep telling you guys the same thing over and over until it sticks. Because what do they say? It takes anywhere from like 5 to 7 times of hearing the same thing from different people for it actually to click. Like, I'm actually reading the book, No Excuses, again. And this is like, what, my 3rd time reading it? And I'm like, holy smokes. Reading it for the 3rd time, it rings to be true when it's like, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Because now that I'm reading it, I'm in a different space in my life. And the things that I'm gathering from it this time is completely different from the things that I've gathered from it the last 2 times I've read the book. Guys, stop watching so much TV. Read a book. Yes, you're on social media watching me right now. Yes, you want to watch things that are educational. However, pick up a book. You can learn so much from a book. because I think sometimes we are relying so heavily on technology and AI to do the thinking and learning for us. And what it's doing is it's making us lazy. And we don't want that to happen. You don't want to, like, you want social media and AI to enhance your life. You don't want it to be all and do all for you. Okay. So just take that with a grain of salt. Do with that what you please. What else? Also in June, we had about 30% of purchases be from first-time home buyers, and of course, most people's mission, like the big corporations, most realtors, and just in this industry, we want you to be at about 45% when it comes to first-time home buyers purchasing houses. So we're a little off from that. So I'm thinking that the reason why first-time homeowners aren't getting into the market is it's an education gap. Even though we have AI that we can ask all the questions to, we can go to YouTube and we can learn the things, but like actually digesting it and knowing what to do with that information is two completely different things. Also, between the ages of 18 and 44, the NAR is the National Association of Realtors. They did a survey of regular Joes and Sarahs, I guess, out there from the age of 18 to 44. They did a survey, and 60% of them are saying that it's a bad time to buy. And I thought that was interesting because these are some other stats that we got from it too. So that is telling us, one, that there is an education gap, and the cost of it's costing people wealth. So many people say that they want to buy a home, and I just told you that if you bought a home 5 years ago, you most likely are sitting on $140,000 of equity, and it's true. So the 60% of people who were saying that it's a bad time to buy, you're prolonging creating wealth. Now, don't get me wrong. If you do not have stable income, stable job, I don't believe it is a good time for you to buy. I think it's a good time for you to get financially sound so that when you are ready to, pull the trigger in becoming a homeowner, you can maintain the home. Because once again, I don't want to help you just get into a house. I want to make sure that you live well. You can actually maintain it and thrive and live a life of abundance. Also, what else did it say? Oh, more people. I thought that this was a great, I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was kind of funny. More people are trusting ChatGPT and YouTube over realtors and lenders when it comes to buying a home. Jake wants to make his appearance to say hello. Say, hey, Jake. It's his dinner time at 6:00. So he's like, Mom, it's 6:22. Where my food at? Yeah, Bubbles, I'm gonna get you some food shortly, okay? Mommy will be done in a second. Okay, so what was I saying? I was saying that, oh yeah, like most people are trusting ChatGPT and YouTube more than they are trusting lenders and realtors. They actually said only 19% trust lenders and only 32% of people trust realtors. So 19 for lenders, 32 for realtors. And so that means 1 out of 3 people are trusting a realtor versus them trusting YouTube and ChatGPT, which I think that is kind of funny because it's like, okay, I mean, I'm on YouTube, so I guess people are trusting me as well. So I'm not really worried about it. I get at least 2 to 3 appointment strategy sessions a week from people who are wanting to start the journey of becoming a homeowner, which is great. But the people who are just trusting ChatGPT, what I will tell you is you're going to get a information overload. If you don't know what to do with that information, what good is that information for you? Because I can know how to lose weight and know that I need to drink 2 liters of water and that I need to food prep, which I got some vegetables back there, and that I don't need to drink a lot because if I do, that's a lot of sugar. Can't eat a lot of candy. Shouldn't eat fruit after a certain time. If I know all this stuff but I don't put it into action or do anything with it, what good is it for me? That's the same thing with people who are searching on ChatGPT on how to purchase a house. If you don't know how to do anything with that information, you know what happens? It doesn't serve you well. So the best thing that I would advise is for sure set up a strategy session with me or a realtor that you feel like you trust, because on average, people who are purchasing a house, they're starting 18 months in advance. I'm actually going to create a 18 part series of a roadmap of how to purchase a house and what to think and what to do, because I have noticed that people are wanting to purchase, but they're starting so early. And what's happening is they're getting lost in the sauce. And if you can maintain and hit those milestones that you're supposed to hit every month until you purchase, you will have a very seamless, process and experience when it comes to purchasing. Okay. Let's see what else. Also, out of the people that they surveyed, 95% of those people did say that they still wanted to own a home. So if 60% said that they don't think it's a good time to buy, but 95% of them saying that they still want to own, but only 32% of them trust realtors who do this on a daily basis, and only 19% trust lenders who do this on a daily basis. The math is not necessarily mathing, but we're not here to judge. We're here to just tell you what people are thinking and how to change your perspective so that you can get the best outcome for yourself. And then also 35% of the people that took that survey are saying that home ownership is just a dream. They doubt that they can even buy a home. And to me, that's really sad, because I really believe that everyone could buy a home if they're willing to do what it takes to purchase a home. And I know today is very heavy on the buy side. I know sometimes I do my best at talking to my sellers and my buyers, but today it's really preaching to the buyers, just because I just believe that the stat of over the last 5 years, if you owned a home, you most likely have gained $140,000 of equity. To me, is just like wild. So I just really felt like I needed to preach to the buyers today more than preaching to my sellers. Now, don't get me wrong. Next week, I got you, sellers. I make sure I pour into you a lot more than I have been today. And then also 70% of them still believe that it takes 20% down payment to buy a home. And that's not necessarily the truth. So I think that all the headlines out there, everybody who's telling you how to buy a house that's never bought a home, or your grandma and your mom and dad who bought a home 25 years ago, they don't necessarily know where the market is right now. The market is very volatile. So it's very important to find someone that you trust, because there's so many realtors out here. So find one that you trust that's going to educate you and help set you up for success. But also be willing to receive. I think sometimes people want people to give them the education. They want people to help them through the process of purchasing a home. However, they're not always willing to do what it takes to do it. So my encouragement is, after you get the information, you get the action steps, you actually take action. That's the only way that you can actually become a homeowner. It starts with mindset. Us real estate agents give you the tool set. We have the skill set to help you actually negotiate and get what you want, so that therefore you can get the asset that you want. So mindset, tool set, skill set equals your asset. And you want to make sure that you actually find an agent that helps you do that. So my question for you guys on this live today is, what are your buying and selling, I guess, goals between now and 2026 or 2027? Whether it's buying next month or selling next month, or buying or selling next year or selling next month, we need to create a plan. Having a game plan is going to be crucial, especially in this crazy market. And it is very much becoming a buyer's market. But when buyers are in the market being unrealistic and not expecting it to be a win-win, you're also setting yourself up for failure. So that is my market of the moment, guys. If you guys have any questions, of course, DM me, reply to this to this video. It's on YouTube, it's on TikTok, it's on LinkedIn. If you guys have any questions and you're ready to move forward to make the next step, let's do it. Set up a strategy session. or a bio consultation or a seller's consultation. I'm here to help you. Again, I am Keyra Ford, your real estate cheerleader, aka your favorite Dallas realtor, and I will see you guys next week on Monday's Market of the Moment. Love you, friends. Oh, also, if you guys have any questions or want me to talk about something specific, I actually had someone last week schedule a strategy session for Airbnb. And let me just give a quick little, summary of our strategy session. She was wanting to buy in Arlington to then Airbnb out, which is great. However, there's so many things that people aren't realizing. With Airbnb, some places you're going to have to pay hospitality taxes because you're taking that money from hotels. So now they want to charge the Airbnb peeps. So know that that is something that is an additional fee that you'll have to pay. Also, there's just certain areas that in Arlington, because that's where she wanted to do it, that are not allowing Airbnb anymore. It's already grandfather in. If you didn't have the Airbnb before they, did some strategic things, like I know, what was it? It was 2023 when they banned it in the Dallas County for you to do any single family Airbnb. It had to be like a townhome or a condo. And even though they haven't sprinkled that out to the other counties, a lot of counties are starting to just do that. So just know, if Airbnb is still the play for you, which I do think Airbnb is fizzling out, that's just my opinion. I think a lot of people are going more into the boutique hotels and group homes and things to that extent. There's other ways that you can make money and invest in real estate besides, Airbnb or just long-term rentals. So just be mindful of what exactly you're wanting to do if you're an investor, and be strategic. So set up a strategy session if you're someone who wants to get in and wants to be an investor. You already have some skin in the game and you're just like, hey, Keyra, what's the next best thing that you see that's going to make a great big wave in this market that's now and the market to come. So I love you, friends. Until next time, if you need me, of course, you know how to reach me, and peace.